The Nintendo Switch has been out for 8 years now. That's a long time. And in that time, an ungodly amount of games have been released on this beautiful console. I've looked up the number, I can't tell you how many times, and it seems to change every time. But most recently, the number has been about 12,000 plus. I wasn't kidding about an ungodly amount of games. Games ranging from action-adventure, cozy, mystery, horror, RPG, you name it. But I wanted to talk about the ones that are best suited for the underlooked Switch Lite. This bad boy is the perfect travel companion, but does have a few shortcomings compared to the original and the OLED. Mainly the lack of Joy-Cons, the no HD rumble, and the non-dockability. If that's a word. Also, the screen is a wee bit smaller than the aforementioned versions, which can make it difficult to play games that tend to have smaller visual details. There are 3 things I look for in a game that make it a pleasure to play on the Switch Lite. A, if a game has a lot of small visual details. 2, the ability to pop in and out of a game whenever you want to, not trying to get to save points. And D, not too many cutscenes, so as that with the short battery life, you can enjoy more playing and less watching. This isn't a dirty old smartphone. Some games aren't quite suited for the Switch Lite, but some I feel are meant to be played on it. Here are 10 games I think go great with this system. By the way, there was a Home Alone reference in that intro. Let me know down in the comments if you know what it is. I'm starting off with a nice chill cozy game called Stardew Valley. You ever heard of it? It's in the top 50 best video games of all time, and it was only made by one guy. That was just an interesting fact. That wasn't me trying to convince you to play. In this beautiful 8-bit style game, it follows a man trying to escape his corporate life by inheriting a farm from his grandfather. It's located near a place called Pelican Town. You work with the locals to help rebuild the community center, thus rebuilding the community. You plant fruits and vegetables, you mine for building materials, you fish for fish. It's a very slow, low-stress game, great for killing time or just taking your mind off of things. It's great for the Switch Lite since it doesn't have advanced controls or have wild graphics, which makes it perfect for the screen size. This next one first came to the Wii U, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. In this surprisingly gorgeous game, you play as Toad and Toadette. You're tracking down a power star that was stolen by Wingo, a giant bird that actually kidnaps Toadette in the process. To get them both back, you need to navigate miniature diorama-looking levels, solve puzzling pathways, in order to collect each power star and find Toadette. But the catch is, you're carrying a backpack full of supplies that's so heavy you're unable to jump. You can only walk. As well as the camera angle makes for a challenging time trying to see exactly where to go. I actually lost a lot of time playing this game. I'm quite the puzzle guy, so this was right up my alley. This is also another low-stress game with a slow pace to it. Easy to pop in and out whenever you want, which makes this another perfect addition to the Switch Lite family of games. Now we're moving into a more faster-paced game with Hollow Knight. This art style is very reminiscent of old children's storybooks. I like to say it's very hauntingly beautiful. In this, you traverse a dark and damp underworld that's inhabited by insects that are trying to kill you, but you fend them off with your trusty nail. As you explore, you begin to learn the tragic history of Hallownest, once a great kingdom ruled by the Pale King, now plagued by a mind-corrupting virus caused by a forgotten deity called the Radiance. A vessel was created to seal the deity away, this vessel also known as the Hollow Knight. Very similar to you. The seal is weakening, so you must reach the knight in order to contain the Radiance, or destroy it. This hack and slash is not only beautiful, but it's perfect for the Switch Lite. There isn't any spoken dialogue, only text, which makes it perfect for a busy bus ride. There's those busy bus rides again. Or loud areas, I guess. Buses are cooler. Also, the speakers aren't very great on the Switch Lite, so that's also a positive. Also, you can save your progress whenever you want, so you can stop playing whenever you need to. This next one is an exclusive for the Switch. Kind of. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. These are 2 separate games for the price of one. 3D World is a port from the original on the Wii U. If you played 3D Land on the 3DS, then you already know the feel, just more refined graphics. But if you haven't, then it's kind of like a loose take on Super Mario 3 for the NES, where you move dot to dot, beating levels in different worlds. In this story, Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad find a broken glass tube. After fixing it, a fairy known as a Sprixie Princess pops out of the tube, pleading for your help. And then suddenly Bowser pops out after her and captures her. You and your companions dive down that glass tube after him, and find out that 7 Prixie Princesses have been kidnapped. And now you're on your next adventure to save them. This game was actually critically acclaimed for its innovative level design and its engaging multiplayer, as well as Nintendo's ability to mix new and traditional game mechanics. You can play multiplayer on the Switch Lite if who you're playing with has another Switch and has another game, and if you're both connected to Wi-Fi. So you're probably just playing by yourself, unless that busy bus has Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, that's my last one, I swear. The second game is called Bowser's Fury. In this one, you team up with Bowser Jr. to find out why Bowser Sr. is so peeved, even for Bowser standards. The world starts out dark and stormy, but as you collect cat shinies, they light up lighthouses which clears the darkness away. This is completely open world, similar to Mario Odyssey. Actually, it's more like Breath of the Wild, where it's just one giant world. They took a lot of familiar designs and mechanics from 3D World and just put them in an open world. With the vibrant colors of both games, this will be very easy to play on the Lite's small screen. And the text dialogue makes for a good traveling game. Also, no motion controls in this game, so no worry about Joy-Cons. Actually, if I wasn't clear at the start, all the games on this list won't have motion controls, or at least don't require motion controls to beat or play the game. Now, who could argue that this next one isn't meant to be played on a small handheld console? Pokemon Let's Go. This is a direct remake and reimagining of the original Pokemon Red and Blue. It still has the top-down look, but has added face-on interaction when talking to someone, cutscenes, and battling. The battling in this is so much more interactive. You actually get to see Pikachu shock the crap out of the other guy. You can see the pain and the fear in your opponent's eyes. Sorry. This was the OG when it came to clocking hours on gameplay. I spent hours, and I mean hours, trying to level up all my Pokemon so I could dominate Indigo Plateau. But in this one, depending on if you play Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee, your starter Pokemon will be one of the 4 mentioned, instead of the traditional Charmander, Bulbasaur, or Squirtle. I personally think this is the best and most suited for the Switch Lite on this list, just because of its heritage of coming from a handheld originally. You can save whenever you want and go right back to where you left off, which makes it perfect. But this game requires a little more power than the Game Boy version did, so you'll only get a couple of hours of gameplay before he has to be charged again. So think ahead. This next one is another Pokemon game, Pokemon Legends Arceus. I love this take on the Pokemon world. You don't really think, where did it all begin? This is a question I didn't know I needed answered. I'm crazy about history and anything to do with feudal Japan, so this game really satisfied the love for both. In this edition, you're entrusted to explore the lands of the Hisui region, documenting different Pokemon by catching them, observing them, and partaking in some battles, in order to fill the world's first Pokedex. This is also considered Pokemon's first 3D open world game, and I think they did a really good job of it. And surprisingly, not many glitches, especially ones that take you away from trying to enjoy the game, unlike other ones. I'm not going to name any names. Pokemon games are a handheld staple, and having a decent open world version is awesome. One thing I will say though, it takes about 30 minutes to an hour to get to a point where you're not doing tutorials or chatting with new people. So maybe try to get through that first, and then it'll be the perfect travel companion. This is another title that was originally born on the Game Boy. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening remake. I love the art style that Nintendo chose for this. It's a very toy-looking environment, with the bokeh, or the blurred edging of your point of view, kind of makes it look like you're looking down into a microscopic world, or a toy world, hence the toy-esque looking environment. In this one, you play the character of Link. Your boat capsizes in a storm, and you wash up on the shores of Koho-Lint Island, away from the lands of Hyrule. You must explore many dungeons, battle monsters, and find 8 instruments that will wake up the winged fish that will allow Link to escape the island. This isn't a very long game, but it's very immersive with its puzzles and battles, but not too immersive that you miss your appointment or your bus stop. Okay, that's my last one, I promise. Actually, there was a contest way back in the 90s. Way back in the 90s. It still feels like it was 10 years ago to me. Anyways, the contest consisted of players hopping on a train and playing the original on the Game Boy, trying to beat it before the train reached its destination. Players would win $1,000 if they beat it, which was wild money back then. Again, another game that was born on a handheld console, which makes it undoubtedly perfect for the Switch Lite. This next adorable title, in my opinion, is just a toned-down, easygoing version of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Without the battling, of course. It's called A Short Hike. You play as a bird named Claire that wants to climb a mountain. While climbing or hiking the mountain, you solve puzzles, play games, and make new friends while helping people along the way. You need to read the mountain and its terrain to figure out how to get to the top. I get the feeling of Breath of the Wild from the landscape style, the task of finding hidden items, and the ability to climb anything and glide anywhere. You have to collect golden feathers to gain the ability to climb and flap your wings while gliding. And like Breath of the Wild, the more you collect, the further you can climb, and the more times you can flap in one flying session. This game is great for the Lite because you can save and quit whenever you want to, and the campaign's only about an hour. But you can stretch that out to 4 or 5 hours if you really want to collect everything and talk to everyone. So it's perfect for the Lite's short battery life. It's also very cozy with its slow pace and light tone. If you like horror, then this next one's right up your alley, Typoman. This creepy little game is a thought-provoking one for sure. Your character is made up of 4 letters. H, E, R, and O. Like, that's literally what his body is made out of. It's definitely an interesting character design. This side-scrolling adventure has you jumping off cliffs, swinging across chasms that are littered with the letter A's acting as spikes, and dodging giant spiders that, like yourself, are also made up of letters. To advance through the world, you'll see letters. Alphabet letters, not letters you send to your grandma. I do feel like I should specify that. And you must use these letters to open gates or activate mechanisms. For example, you come to a closed gate. There might be the letters O, P, E, and N strewn about. You have to bring them near the gate and put them in the order of the word open, and the gate will open. Stuff like that. I love games that you need to find clues to advance. It can bring frustration, but the difficulty of this game isn't too bad. Plus, you get as many lives as you want. This game's pretty short, but it's pretty cheap too. I only bought this game for about $15 Canadian. But it's also a game I could see myself playing over and over again after I beat it. It actually really reminds me of the games Limbo and Inside. Both fantastic games. Highly recommend if you enjoy uncovering mysteries and creepy game environments. In Typoman, you can also bail out whenever you want and go right back in exactly where you left off. And that's why this game's perfect for the Switch Lite. And last but not least, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This one is great for the Switch Lite. You can exit the game whenever you want. Mind you, if you exit a race, you can't exactly go right back to where you were in the race, obviously. It's as long as you want it to be, and it has all your favorite popular Nintendo characters. If you're one of the very few people that have no idea what this game is about, it is honestly one of the greatest racing games of all time, period. For the people that know this game, just be cool, alright? Let's see how long we can keep this going. You can choose through a variety of popular Nintendo characters like Mario, Donkey Kong, and Link from everybody's favorite game, The Legend of Zelda. And you race around courses that are inspired by different levels of popular Nintendo original games. I would say the only downside about playing Mario Kart 8 on the Lite is, well, it's a multiplayer game. It doesn't have to be, but I agree, it's a much better experience visually, seeing the pain and anguish on your opponent's face as you beat them so badly they can never show their face to grandma ever again. I'm sorry, I keep bringing up everyone's grandma. I love my grandma. You do have to put in the time to unlock all the skins, carts, tires, gliders, so it could be a productive use of time. In order to do this, you do need a subscription to the online service so that you can use the cloud save to transfer your data to your OLED or your original so that you can play it on the TV. I know, easy peasy, right? So that is my list of games I think go great with the Switch Lite. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. Games I missed, games you didn't agree with. I wouldn't mind making another one of these videos, so give me some suggestions and I'll make it happen. There's so many games that go great with the Switch Lite. I just wanted to keep this list kind of short for now. Also, if you didn't catch my video on why you need a Switch Lite in your life, check out this video right here, and I'll see you all in another one. Cheers.